IMAX Corp down 1.86%, Cinemark down 2.12%, AMC down 13.08% on the day. Coming an hour out of the gates, AMC was down a total of 12% in just the first hour after market open. Why did this happen? What was the news? Well, I'm sure you all have heard of it. The Adam Aaron case that's happening right now. The Adam Aaron FUD that's going around right now, and I'm here to clear it up. Take note, the same exact day the Taylor Swift movie drops, this random Adam Aaron scandal got announced. Now, here's what it is, and we're not going to spend a lot of time on it, so don't worry. We do have a lot of stuff to cover. A New York woman has been sentenced in connection with a catfish extortion attempt involving a CEO. There are unconfirmed reports suggesting that the CEO in question may be from AMC Entertainment. In a Manhattan federal court case, Sequoia Blackwood, a 35-year-old woman from New York, has been sentenced to time already served in jail for cyberstalk. She was accused of engaging in catfishing and attempting to extort a mystery high-profile CEO of a publicly traded corporation for up to $300,000. The extortion was related to keeping quiet about the CEO's alleged sexual escapades and a false claim she threatened to make regarding his involvement with a minor. Adam Aaron then cleared this up with a very long tweet to the shareholders yesterday, basically saying that he wanted to keep this case private because he was blackmailed. They already served time, and Adam Aaron was in fact the victim. Now, whether your thoughts on this case are different, it doesn't really matter because the case is already dealt with, but the fact that this old FUD is being brought up on the same exact day Taylor Swift movie went live, you can see the correlation there. In the past, we've talked about how catalysts line up coincidentally to shift AMC's price action. Now, on top of that, the media group that released the hit piece on Adam Aaron was funded by FTX and private equity funds, which just makes sense. You guys let me know your thoughts on this in the comments down below. Now, also, to the people saying that due to threats today, less people are likely going to see the Eras Tour. Well, there are no refunds on tickets, so it doesn't even matter if people decide they don't want to go. AMC is already scaling in that revenue. On top of that, APE is apparently still being traded. I'm not sure how you can still borrow and lend APE, but apparently you can. The borrow fee has been reduced from a previous 5.5584%. Also weird news, IMC Chicago files purchase of 79,722 shares bought in Q1 of 2022, a year and a half after the fact. Average cost of $33.59, same as the other fund yesterday, and we did cover that fund. Why are they filing so late, and why making sure they're reported? Now, two funds, same time of year, same share price, same average price, coming out and filing now. In my opinion, it either seems that they did purchase back then and are filing late, which would be illegal, or they didn't purchase back then and they're allowed to say that they did because a squeeze is coming, which would also be illegal. But what are your thoughts in the comments down below? And speaking of filing late, good news for retail investors. The SEC is set to finalize new rules on Friday that require hedge funds and other big investors to report gross short positions in certain stocks at the end of each month and details on related trading activity, including in derivatives on a more regular basis. Now, AMC today, SSR is triggered. Short sale restriction rule, it dropped more than 10% on the day. So that means they can't short on upticks, only downticks. It doesn't really mean much, but it's something that I'm bringing up just because it is on. 4.5 million shares available to borrow, 19,000 calls expiring in the money. And if we go take a look at the options chain, this was their exact plan to get it under max pain for the week. It's a Friday. Market makers are ready to bleed this thing dry. And on top of that, they have been dumping short exempts on it. 389,000 for yesterday alone on AMC. And then before that, we were still very high day in and day out. Now, what's very sketchy, and I know a lot of people are going to bring this up, the short interest on Ortex dropping to 7.84% and utilization dropping as well. I'm not sure what to say here, but in my final exit strategy video, I said, listen, here's why you can't pay attention to data for this reason, and here is exactly how to get out. So if this makes you very afraid, make sure to go watch the exit strategy video that I created on AMC. Cost bar average sitting at 1% and the max at about 9%, and now it's time to touch on the charts. You guys all know what we have been tracking if you've been watching my videos day in and day out. Where we're trading at right now before the January run-up compared to the January run-up is way too similar. It had the 32-day breakout, it had the test on the trend line, and what did we just see on AMC? We saw a rejection. Now, if you come look back here on AMC, the same exact time frame, We're scaling up. We get this slight little breakout and the percentages were drawn up, but it was just getting too messy. We had that 6% gain and then that 18% gain and then this resistance level at this line, which is exactly what AMC is hitting perfectly to a T like we saw back then. What is the difference? What are we looking for? Well, that same day we had an 18% drop about on AMC and then a hammer candle and then a break over this trend line. So we could be fighting resistance temporarily, and this is exactly what I do think is going to happen. Watch for a hammer candle potentially Monday or even a straight up breakout on AMC. Not to mention we are down a lot on the day, about 14%, and the volume is still very low compared to the buy volume. So I'm not really worried about this. Worst case scenario, it has that 18% drop, which would bring AMC down to $8.90. Now, before we touch on GameStop's chart, the S&P 500, and how that's going to affect AMC, hop in the Discord, guys. The link is right under the video. I'm in there on the daily, so you can talk stocks with me all day long, ask me questions, and everyone in there just has the most amazing vibes. Plus, we have options trading alerts in there and more. And I want to let you guys know what's coming to Discord. You're going to need a TD Ameritrade account or Alpaca account or potentially an E-Trade account. I'm not going to say anything further from there, but an integration is coming into my Discord server. If you're not in, get in now. Oh, it's still $1.99. You guys will not regret it. Also, if you want up to 16 free stocks, a guaranteed Tesla or Google stock, which are expensive tickers, sent to your account, and $50 sent to your account to trade with zero stipulations. Use my link, download Moomoo, sign up, and make a deposit of any amount to start earning benefits from there. The more you deposit, the more benefits you get, but you can start with even a penny. Let's get back to the video. GameStop trading at $14.85, down about 1.6% on the day. Hit this demand zone that we had drawn out perfectly on GameStop, coming back down to retest that level at $14.60. I think GameStop is going to move with the SPY. It has fading volume on this sell-off, and I'm just looking for a bottom. I said again, the potential bottom could be around $13.42, and then the most bearish case scenario would be $10.10. I'm not sure we're going to get down to there, but $13.42 could be a level we could get to for GameStop. Not much volume being traded. Just watch what happens with the SPY. 350,000 shares available to borrow. We're losing on the options chain for GameStop, and they are still stacking short exempts on it as well, keeping the price down. Now take a look where the SPY is trading at right now, bouncing right off of the middle of the Bollinger Bands, telling me that we are creating a base and consolidating before another move higher. On top of that, if I bring the drawings in, remove the Bollinger Bands, you can see that it hit the demand zone that we had drawn out perfectly to a T for the SPY and got smacked back down, retesting 431.45. A beautiful, beautiful thing to see. We're basing here. It looks good. I'm not going to lie, I am still not worried whatsoever for the SPY. I think a little bit of consolidation and we move higher. So just get ready for that. And I think AMC and GameStop is going to go with it. I think this is just a scare sell-off for people to sell their AMC and GameStop. Now, Jamie Dimon, CEO of JP Morgan, the world's largest bank, says that we are currently living in the most dangerous time the world has seen in decades, and Genesis crypto broker halts withdrawals. Overall, guys, that is what I got for you for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed watching or found value out of the video. Make sure to hit the like button on your way out, subscribe to the channel, have post notifications on, check the links down below, get your free stocks, join the Discord. I love you all. Lottery Stocks out.